So our evaluation has three strands: supporting schools to self-evaluate, we have a process evaluation, and also a wider local authority evaluation. So in terms of supporting schools to self-evaluate, the Educational Psychology Service are supporting schools to self-evaluate their own nurturing relationships approach and journey, and we're doing this through their action plan. We're also supporting schools to use improvement methodology. The Plan, Do, Study, Act format is the one that we're using. So the journey summary that the schools are pulling together helps to share the information and their nurturing relationships journey amongst the wider school community, so it can be used to distribute to all staff, to parents, to pupils, etc. The second part of our evaluation is the process evaluation. So this is evaluating the intervention itself, and it's also evaluating the support that the Educational Psychology Service has provided the schools with. So we're continuously self-evaluating what we do, and the idea is to see what's working in terms of Renfrewshire's nurturing relationships approach and what are we going to tweak for next year. And the idea is this makes the intervention better for new schools coming on board. Now we're doing this process evaluation through focus groups with Pathfinder schools, focus groups with educational psychologists, and through training evaluations. The third strand of our evaluation is the wider local authority evaluation, and this is looking at the impact of Renfrewshire's nurturing relationships approach on pupils' social, emotional, behavioural functioning, and it's also looking at the impact of Renfrewshire's nurturing relationships approach on staff practices. So we're doing this through tracking pupils in P2, P4 and P5, S1, S2 and S3 over 2 sessions, and we're using the Sterling Children's Wellbeing Questionnaire, and we're also using the Pupil, Parent and Teacher Strengths and Difficulties Questionnaire. So we're also using the Education Scotland Applying Nurture as a Whole School Approach framework to help schools with their own self-evaluation, and this has been a really helpful document.
One of the things we use to evaluate is through doing a Plan, Do, Study, Act improvement cycle. We've been using this as practitioner level to help us to embed any small changes within our class and throughout the whole school community. This has been very useful because at the planning stage we're able to consider, well, what are we going to measure, how are we going to know that this is having an impact on the children within our school. And we do things like think, has this worked? Are we going to adopt it and build it throughout the whole school? Are we going to change things to make it better? Or are we going to abandon it? It's not been an idea that we want to take forward further. This has also been useful in breaking down any barriers to learning, or also thinking about ironing out any problems that we might have before you embed it in the whole school community.